Yeah.
I just want to ask one question.
Okay.
From what he said,
Yeah.
did you see that there was one person in your life at a certain point in time that had alert you that this was the time, this is the right time? Even though you are, in this case, he had prepared, he knew he had done all he was supposed to do, but then his pastor had to come in. In your case, your pastor had to come in. Did you see that at a certain point in your life, you need that
Prompting.
one person to prompt you that, look, it's time?
I think like in my case, yeah, because
Let's start getting ready.
I was so comfortable in my singleness. I was enjoying my time. So the fear of like marrying and someone telling me what to do was a big shock. So I really wanted to enjoy that independence. And exactly as you said, my pastor's wife knew that you are ready.
Yeah.
So just get on with it. You're just afraid of marriage. So yeah, you need someone who really knows you to say you're just afraid. You're ready, just go. Yeah.
To add to what she said, you will always have people who will prompt you about marriage. Whether you are ready for marriage, you are not ready for marriage, there will always be people. Yeah, your mother, your parents might prompt you. Even when you are not working, it's because you are 35. You are not working, you are 35. Your parents will still be saying, when are you getting married? So they will always be the prompting. So you have to know in your knowing, because even your pastor can prompt you, but you may not be ready. Yeah, because sometimes the culture background we are coming from, they feel like because you're a certain age or because you are working or for some things you are ready, but you may not feel ready. So ultimately it comes back to you going back to prayer. So when the pressure starts coming, when people start telling you, your parents are saying it, your friends are saying it, you at work they're saying it, your pastor is saying it, go to prayer. Take it to prayer. Mr. God, what should I do? What next? But if you still feel like there are things that you don't need, you still need to put in place, you are not ready, then just take your time and make sure that you get that thing out of the way. For instance, you are schooling now. If somebody comes and tells you get married, that shouldn't be a pressure for you because you still have how many years to finish your education. So get that out of the way. And just tell them, I'm in school, once I finish, I'll put myself together and I'll do the meeting. But don't let the pressure get to you. Because once it gets to you, that's when anybody that comes your way, you are in a hurry to jump on the boat and you can make a mistake. Okay, so take it to God in prayer, and the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will guide you to make the right decision.
But also I think speaking for the people who might still be in education or finding their feet but married, I think it's important to know that some people, that might be their process, that might be their journey, and I think it's important to know that that's also okay. You don't have to wait till you've got all of that together. As long as there is an agreement, as long as there is understanding, as long as there is a sensible plan that works, that's okay.
It depends. I have a little crack on that. Because it depends on the level of education. If you are...
No, we're not talking in college, definitely.
Okay, so let's clarify that.
We're not talking college.
Yeah.
We're not talking college.
Yeah, I'm
because
happy you are bringing that
still
up.
be like 16, 17.
Yeah.
But then again, there's some communities, like the gypsies, who normally get married around that time. And I think it's about what is... Should I say what is culturally accepted or what is within your kind of scope of managing? Because also think about it, marriage is also about maturity. So somebody can be 30 and they're not mature. Somebody can be 21 and they're mature. So it's about understanding those different dynamics, and that's why I say there's no one cut to it. There's so many different areas to it, and it's important that we explore those different aspects, and everybody's journey is different. Like I
understand if whatever journey you are taking, so for instance, somebody might think, look, I'm 16 years, I'm mature. maybe they've been exposed to marriage so much, they've learned a lot about marriage, they feel they're mature. You have to understand, when you're in education and you get married, there's a lot of challenges that come. Because you don't eat your cake and still think you're gonna have it.
Let me finish my thinking, because then I'm not finishing, so you're kind of thinking I'm not talking about, you don't have to, we know that there is a certain age for marriage. Even the law, by law, you cannot marry at a certain time. So that I think we need to make that clear. But what I'm trying to say is, for example, somebody like me, I didn't have a lot of examples, especially when it comes to education and furthering my education. So it wasn't until after I got married and I had a 2-year-old son that I went back to school. So that's what I'm trying to. So I'm trying to speak for the people who might have been who are now in kind of my journey that I used to be. So that's what I was saying.
In support of that, because your marriage really stopped you from moving up the ladder. So if you're already married and you feel like you want to go back to school, yes, definitely go back to school. But if you're in education and you want, for instance, you are young, if you're doing your masters, you can't get married. You can't get married if you're doing your masters, PhD. Yes, you finish the elementary or the first part. Those are the most difficult, because you need those qualifications, the first qualifications that you need to be able to even find a good job. Or nowadays, education is not the only thing that will give you a good job, by the way, but at least get those first degrees out of the way so that you can focus fully, because marriage has a lot of responsibilities, and especially if you're a lady and you get married once you are still at university, you might get pregnant. If you get pregnant, you have to now leave the education on hold. You don't know. No, if you're pregnant, you don't have to. It depends on the level of education you have.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to.
If it's any university you are,
you don't have to in university.
If you don't have the support, how do you?
That's the thing.
The support.
You need the support.
The support.
If you have
don't have the support, that's why you're gonna leave and wait to have the child. Especially
you don't have to.
You don't have to.
How would you? If you're married,
you don't have to. I went to do my second degree when I had my daughter. I was married, and
even married. I'm talking about someone
who's not married
and they are thinking of now. So you have to know the challenges that you might face if you're in education. If you are like in the university, you want to get married.
It's always difficult.
The challenges.
I think this is life. This is how I see life. Whatever you're getting into, know the pros and the cons.
Yes, that's what I want them to know.
Yeah, and when you know the pros and cons of it, you then make a decision. Like it's like saying that no true marriage is the same. There's something that I could be able to manage, and something you might not be able to manage, or you might not be able to manage. But God has given me that grace and that wisdom, the same way He has given me that grace and that wisdom. And I think it's just about clarifying, because when I went to uni, I had a pregnant lady who was heavily pregnant. She was still going. She was still going to think. No, but that's what I'm saying, that the organizations, the institutions have support. So black people.
What about support from?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Black people, we need to know about the support that is available in the institution. Because I had another lady who had just given birth to twins, and we just started year 1. She was able to bring her children to the nursery at the uni. So she's even though her husband was working, so it wasn't.
It also depends on your age.
No, she was a mature student, because all of us were mature in our class. But what I'm saying is her husband was not bringing those children to nursery, and she would normally bring her children to nursery, come for her lessons, pick up the twins, and then she had another set of twins that were in primary school. But she made it.
Hard work. I understand. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that
it's not easy.
It's not easy. It's not easy. So to make it easy on yourself, get the education, especially if you are young. Get education out of the way, so that you know that I'm done with this bit. So when you get married, your focus is not too divided.
But let that be
all your assignments. We need to guide people.
No, but
that's the whole purpose of this. we are guiding them. We have to be informative. Yeah, we give them the right information. We guide them. So that some people need that guidance. Some people think, I can just do it and everything will be fine. But it may not be easy. So they need to know it. And then we look at the different things. If you are even the age you get pregnant can depend on it can affect how you're able to manage all these things. It depends.
And I get that, but what I think I want us to understand, sometimes we can talk from our perspective, but somebody might be going through something and watching this video and thinking that's the end of it for me, because they might not have the mental capacity like you and I have.
So that's why we're giving them the different challenges that will come with it, so that you decide.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying that we when we're having conversations, always put yourself in the various different shoes that could possibly be out there. Because I know this, when I was growing up waiting for my time and I'm hearing different conversations, I knew the effect that it had on me. By the grace of God, I know that I did not give up, but I could have given up. So I'm always, now when I'm thinking about something or when I'm talking about something, I'm always thinking about the other person on the other side. They might not have the mental capacity I have to hold on to that. So in my talking, I also have to make sure that I am very much in line with, okay, this is my view of things. However, this could be what could be going on, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's just it for me, because also I think that we have to think about God's timing in all of this. You know, your timing and view of something might not actually be God's timing and view for somebody. Do you see what I mean?
When it comes to education, there is a stage. There's a stage for everything. There's a stage for everything. The educational stage is there's a stage. For instance, when you are young, even how you assimilate things is different from an adult, because obviously when you have kids, responsibilities and other things can even cause your attention to be divided. But when you are young and you are still in education, you don't have too many responsibilities, so you can focus fully on that education and get the best out of it. So that is why I'm very strong on the process, on that process, finishing that, get it out of the way, so that your responsibilities are less. Yes. So when you now move from the educational age to marriage, you know that you are now going to focus on another level. That is different from somebody who is already married, or maybe you're a single parent and you want to go to education. That is different, because you are at different stages now. If you are already married and you want to go into education, it will still be hard. You still have a lot you still have a lot of responsibilities to juggle together, like this lady who takes a child to the nursery at the same time. That's hard. Hard work.
No, it's hard.
You know, but it is not impossible. And don't settle and say that because I'm married I can't go back to university or go back to school. You can still go back. So it's very important that we get it clear. The age thing and the responsibilities are not going to be the same. The stage you are and the responsibilities are not going to be the same. So if you're in the third year, please finish. Why can't you wait? What are you running for?
No, I have to. I'm literally.
I like this discussion. Why can't you wait?
Also, God is saying, go into it now. Sometimes, because He might want to teach you something. He might want to say, no, I've seen God work with me in different ways, and I've seen Him work with people in different ways. And sometimes we take this thing for granted. Even some people who say, oh, I don't want to have kids now. Okay, you're married, but you're saying, okay, I don't want to have kids. I want to have kids at this particular time. Have you had a conversation with God about it? Has He agreed to your time? Because if He doesn't agree, then the time you now want to come out of it and say, now I want to have a child, He might just say, no, that season is past. You see what I mean? So we need to be very careful. Yes, it's important that we have some sort of a plan and some sort of a progress. That is always good, but we need to be very mindful who we're entrusting with that, and making sure that actually God's time timeline is aligned with what we are desiring. Because then, this is why in the church we're seeing this mental health thing coming up so much. Because people are, I'm sorry to say, sometimes delusional that God has said that, and God is like, no, actually, I did not say that, but you had your whole agenda. Instead of saying to God, what do you want me to do? And from that, putting down your agenda, you put down your plan. God has his timing, and then you're following your timing. You're not following God's timing. Then when something misses, you say, oh, God.
So this is how I would like us to evidence here that everything that we do in life, there are processes, there are stages. Even when you start education, you start from nursery, go through the classes, class 1, class 2, and then you go to secondary school, you go to university. There are processes that you have to follow. Ideally, we should all aim to follow processes. But there are people, for instance, when I was in class 4 or class 5, they skipped me a class. They jumped me to class 6. That doesn't happen to everybody. So our cases might be different, but we still have to follow the process, which is how the systems even of the world is laid out. You have to follow. When you're going to find a job, sometimes they will say you need the experience. They expect you to have the experience, but there are some companies, they may not take experience. Okay, so our cases will be different, but try and follow the right processes to get the things that you have to get. But if along the way something goes, however, maybe something went wrong, or you have to follow the leading of God, God wants you to do something specific, so he has to alter your way, then it's fine. But we should not all say that, I need to jump class because somebody jumped class. Do the right thing. Try and do the right thing, and if your ways are altered by divine encounter or divine direction, or even by your mistakes, then you have to find a way to make it work. So your feedback from the hangouts?
She just said it's good, very, very good. It's, sometimes you need time out of your busy schedule, your routine, just hang out and have such conversation with like-minded people. So love it.
Great, thank you.
It was interesting. Great debates, conversations.
It was indeed a debate.
It was a debate. I have to call it a debate.
Yes.
For and against.
Yes.
It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. Great time away. So.
Thank you for coming.
It was amazing, and I'm always indoors. I don't go out so much, but coming out today has been so wonderful. I was surprised. I wasn't expecting there to be something. And saying thank you so much. Yeah, I had a good time.
Good. Our pretty Jocelyn.
The food, the company, the advice, the discussion, very interesting. So next time, everybody here.
Yes, I like the way you keep telling people, come. Thank you. JL, how was the hangout?
So it was lovely.
How was it? Look, how was the hangout? Did you enjoy it?
Good.
It was good. It said it's yummy. Kenamo, how was the hangout? Very therapeutic. Okay.
I had a new thing today. It was good, yeah.
Good.
It's good to come out.
Yeah.
To meet more people. And I think Pastor needs one every 3 months. Every 3 months.
Yeah.
That was good.
Hey. So we are done and dusted. Just leaving the restaurant. Okay, guys, we're gonna do a goodbye.
In London Bridge, hang out, we've enjoyed ourselves, been on the boat, been on the bus, got lost, walked back, but we saw another part of London we didn't know exist. We toured and detoured. We laughed, we cried, we debated, we discussed. We enjoyed ourselves, and now we're going home.
Yes.
Till next time, join us.
Yes. It's bye from here.